Well, now that we're all back into the swing of things after the holidays, right?
I hope.
It's easy to just sink back into some old habits, but it's not too late to start the year off on the right financial foot with some new habits that really can dramatically help your wallet.
Here today with what you need to know is Shari O. And Shari, good morning. Nice to see you again.
Yeah. You too.
And you say, of course, that now is a great time to start.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So first of all, we're going to be getting those bills from the holidays in the next couple weeks.
Thanks for the reminder.
Right. We're all not looking forward to that. But here's a huge incentive for us to be able to save a little bit of money and make that pill a little bit less difficult to swallow.
Okay.
Also, if you start now, you get the benefit of the whole year in savings. And then the last thing is the new year is actually a good automatic reminder for us to revisit these good financial habits every year.
So where do we start and what can we change right now?
So two of the easiest things that you can do right now that are going to have the biggest impact, because remember, it has to be easy too. One actually is to set aside about an hour and just call all of your biggest repetitive service providers. So that may be cell phone, it may be cable, it may be your car insurance. The thing is that we all assume that those folks reward us for our loyalty. So if we stick with them, we're going to get the best deal the longer we're with them. Well, the exact opposite is true. They reward people who stay with the company when they're thinking about leaving or who switch from another provider. So pick up the phone, call them, tell them you're thinking about leaving and switching to another provider. What can they do to help save you money and give you an incentive to stay? You never think about it, but every year you should be doing that. The second is brand loyalty. We often pick brands, whether it's food or clothing, whatever it is, gasoline. We have this brand loyalty, and we don't ever think about it. This is a good time of year to take a look at that, because there are new brands, your brand may change. Look at some of your categories of brands, maybe the peanut butter you're using, and look for a less expensive alternative that might actually be healthier.
Hey, give it a whirl. You might save a few, even
thousands of dollars.
But
this
it
will
adds
add up to.
Yeah. But I really, that thing with the, it's always like mobile phones and the services that you get at home, those types of things that you see some ads like, why are they rewarding a new person who hasn't been with them?
Right. And they'll tell you when you call and ask, it's the first thing they'll say is, oh wow, you're paying a lot.
Okay, so that gives you a good incentive. All right, what about the habits that we can change now for the rest of the year, and how do we stick to those?
Sure, so some easy habits. For example, look at your small repetitive purchases. Oftentimes we use the example of a Starbucks cup of coffee, but for a lot of people it's those impulse buys when you're at the cash register. For me, it actually was calling out for dinner when I get home and I'm a little too lazy to cook it. Look at those repetitive buys, because those are the ones that really add up, and see if you can cut some of those out. Another option is to also look at your spending and consider anything over, say, $100. You pick the number you're going to have a waiting period for. So anything, and new pair of shoes over $100, I'm going to wait a week and see if I really want to buy it or not. If, you know, oftentimes you're going to revisit it and see that you don't need to. And then the third easy habit to implement is a no spending day. Pick one day out of the week and just don't spend any money on those days. Now, sometimes it's a little intimidating to think about doing those things, but commit to trying it for a month, because experts say after about 30 days of something, it often becomes a habit. If it works, that will give you incentive to continue throughout the year.
The other thing, too, about waiting before you buy something.
Yeah, that's perfect.
If you wait a week, sometimes it's half price.
Right.
Or
How many times have you done that? I got to have that blouse at $60, and then you come back the next week, half price.
Well, you're also overcoming that dopamine and the brain chemicals, because oftentimes you're in the moment, and you know the stores with the odors and the signs, they do a lot of stuff to mess us up and change our perception and sell, and you're beating them at their own game.
You got to be smarter than they are.
Yeah. If there's calls about the services you get, though, those long-term services, that's a great idea to save money. Thanks, Shari.
All right, we feel empowered now. Thank you, Shari. Let's check in with Felicia right now.